Thank you, Jonathan. This is actually my first time speaking, so as nervous as you are about embarking on whatever you signed up with us, I'm equally as nervous being up here, but we'll get through it together. I actually signed up with Team in Training myself in 2009, and like many of you, I had never walked or ran more than a mile or two, if that. And one of the biggest things that kept me coming back every weekend was my coach. He got me from mile 1 all the way to 13 that first year, and to eventually to 26.2. Your cyclist coach, your running coach, your tri coaches, we will all be there for you and do the same for you. As intimidated as it seems right now, you all will be warriors at the end, I promise you. I know that some of the fears that I've heard today from talking to people is training in the winter and going out when it snows and being there in the rain. But we're there together as a team, and we'll get you through it. And like Jonathan said, we do a lot of clinics with local running establishments, and ourselves, we know what to wear, what to get you guys in, how to get you there most comfortably. Also, yes, you're going to have blisters, you're going to have chafing, you're going to have injuries that you've never had before, but we'll help you overcome those as well. When I joined Team in Training, I didn't have a personal connection to the cause. I had decided that I wanted to do something to give back to something, and I got a postcard in the mail and I signed up from an information meeting. Many of you already have a personal connection, but the one thing I've learned is that this organization, it's a family. It becomes your family from day one that you're out there. When you meet the people that lives have been impacted from leukemia and lymphoma, and what the money that we're raising is going towards, you will never be the same. I wanted to do nothing more than get more involved, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm giving back to you guys, and I know the other coaches feel the same way. We will all be there for you. So last year we did Nike, was a kickoff for us, a huge deal that Nike brought the women's marathon to DC. It's a great event because it's all women, sorry guys. You have your cycling, you have your trying, you have your races. But there I met somebody that became a personal connection for me, and I know for you guys as well this season she will be the same. We met January of last year at an event in the playground when we were all gathered and getting together to go out on our first run, 2 miles. And I didn't know her story then, but I know it now, and I'm very privileged to, throughout Nike, to have grown to love her as a friend. And it's my honor to introduce to you our honor teammate this season, Diana Davis.
I wrote my speech out this time. The last time I did it, I just saw it. It's all over the place. So, I wrote my speech yesterday. So, good morning. I'm so excited to be your honor teammate for the 2014 spring summer season. Last year was my first year of participating, and I never really knew about TNT before. Just kind of jumped in head first, I guess. As most of you know, an honor teammate is a survivor participant who you guys can run in honor of, a person my first-hand account of how blood cancer research has saved my life. My journey against cancer started in May of 2012 when I was diagnosed with diffuse large B-cell non-Hodgkin lymphoma after I reluctantly called 911 and was admitted to the emergency room for my trouble treatment. From there, I was intubated with a feeding tube, as you can see, really traumatic, and admitted to ICU for 2 weeks. I received my first round of chemo and 2 doses of radiation during that hospital stay. Let's just say it happened all very fast. Getting the diagnosis was earth-shattering, but it's a good thing I was so drugged up that I really couldn't get too worked up about it. The real diagnosis didn't set in until after I was discharged from the hospital, and I sat at home, unable to talk above a whisper, and the weakest I'd ever been in my entire life. I could barely eat solid food because my sore throat, walking was debilitating, and simple daily tasks shame my When I couldn't talk, my house suddenly got really quiet, and that's when I noticed my husband's a very quiet person. And he's been sitting silent for very long periods of time. And that's when I realized I'm the loud one in the relationship, and I love to talk. So I guess he's my yin to my yang, I should say. But slowly but surely, I gained my strength back, and we settled on a plan for chemo. I finished the rest of my R-CHOP chemo in August 2012, thanks to research funded by LLS. The drug Rituxan that was part of my chemo regimen was FDA approved for lymphoma patients back in 1997. 15 years later, that drug helped save my life. Before I was diagnosed in May, I'd already signed up for the Army 10-miler race in DC in October and was determined to finish that race, even though I had just finished chemo and my last chemo session months earlier. I ran as much as I could during chemo and struggled to finish that race, but I did it. That race became a stepping stone to my belief that I could finish a half marathon. So the picture at the bottom right corner is me after the race. Collapsing after a long day. After that, I stumbled onto TNT brochures in the doctor's office and asked my friend what it was all about, and running a half marathon sounded like a good goal for me. So I volunteered at a LLS Light the Night event and went to the winter kickoff breakfast in December and was sold on Nike. The Tiffany's necklace at the end sealed the deal for me. TNT, and specifically Nike training season, provided me motivation to get dressed in multiple layers of clothing and slog it out on those cold winter weekends when I didn't want to get out of bed. So I totally understand that lack of motivation to run in the winter. But TNT coaches, mentors, and teammates motivated me to get through those long training runs and so I could achieve my goal of finishing the half marathon I never thought I would run. My Nike teammates became the sorority sisters I never had. TNT gave me a purpose last year. It drove me to become a better version of myself. And introduced me to other survivors and others so fiercely dedicated to the cause. I walked into TNT without knowing a single person and left with a whole team of women, and some men too, willing to be my personal support system. Ladies that tell me that I rock all the time and truly mean it. And my friends used to ask me, why did you choose to run a half marathon? And I said, there's no better way to tell someone you're fine than to say, I finished a half marathon. So, it's great. But note to self, I don't think I'm crazy enough to sign up for a full marathon just yet. So, I'm so looking forward to running this year at Nike. But unfortunately, life intervened, and I'll be 8 months pregnant at that time. Again, thank you all for committing yourself to the season of TNT and Nike and the triathlon and biking and everything. It's amazing that you have all committed your time, energy, and love to this wonderful endeavor. I hope you finish the season feeling accomplished in so many ways, knowing that you completed something you took months to train for, and that you helped raise valuable funds to help find a cure for blood cancer. It takes a special person to sign up for these events, but it takes an even more special person to do it for charity. In 2013, LLS invested more than $73.8 million in blood cancer research, and thank you for doing your part. Go team.